Groom Lake. It's all VFR to avoid a paper trail, but along the way we have to pass through the Las Vegas.
Right, I'm just going to refly the mission just to get it. So yeah, guys, today we will be flying the secret shuttle mission in FSX.
Okay, this flight's a shuttle to the base at Groom Lake. It's all VFR to avoid a paper trail, but along the way we have to pass through the Las Vegas class Bravo airspace, as well as a bunch of restricted airspace owned by Nellis Control. I'll handle all radio communication, you do the flying. We'll take off and fly then turn left and fly direct to the Mercury NDB at Desert Rock. We usually file to Desert Rock, but when nobody's looking, we turn north and follow the Immigrant Valley to Groom Lake. Ready? I'll get our clearance out of here. Clearance, Janet 356, VFR to Desert Rock with information, Charlie.
Yeah, this, if you're
Janet
wondering why that's the
356,
tail
you're
number,
cleared into the Las Vegas
don't
Class
worry
Bravo
about it.
airspace. Fly runway heading. Maintain 4,500. Departure frequency will be 125.9er. Squawk 4211.
Cleared into the class Bravo on runway heading climbing to 4.5, departure on 125.9er, squawk 4211, Janet 356.
Janet 356, readback is correct. Contact ground when ready to taxi.
All right, start the engines and we can get the show on the road.
engines are on.
Good, I'll get our taxi clearance. Las Vegas ground, Janet 356, ready to taxi, VFR to Desert Rock with Charlie.
Janet 356, taxi to runway 1 left via Hotel and Bravo.
1 left via Hotel, Bravo, Janet 356. Set flaps to 5 for takeoff. Taxi straight ahead, then turn right onto Taxiway Hotel. Hotel parallels the runway, which will be on your left. Taxi to Bravo, which is almost at the end of the taxiway.
Yep, sure. So off we taxi. This is Janet, a Janet Airlines aircraft. It's not actually registered, and they don't actually This is an airline that exists in real life. I'm doing air quotes for those because
Taxi checklist. Flaps set to 5. Trim set for takeoff.
taxi checklist complete.
Taxi checklist complete.
Because Janet stands for
VFR and a 737. Can't beat it, you know? Basically, you're just a bus driver taking the folks in back to work. But it's bigger than that. A matter of national security. Oh, and all that paperwork you signed? Take it seriously. Don't tell anyone about where we go or what we see on these flights. Most are pretty routine, but occasionally you'll see something you'll want to tell your friends and family about. Trust me, don't.
Right, so yeah, bit too late for that. But anyway, so Janet stands for just another non-existent terminal. They have their own terminal in this airport. I'm not sure what the airport is actually called, so just don't worry about it. And yeah, all these aircraft are unregistered. Yeah, they do fly VFR, visual flight rules. However, this does have a flight plan, you know. So we can use the nav hold. I know because I've done this flight before. The Mandalay Bay, that casino thing that looks like a pyramid. So this is, to those of you who don't know, Janet Airlines is an airline that serves Groom Lake, or Area 51. They fly from Las Vegas here. It's a short hop. I think this is available in the standard version of FSX, because, you know, I have the deluxe edition, so I have missions that some other people don't. Let's give this a bit more power. By a bit more, I mean full. Yeah, if you're wondering why it says Kim Jong, we had a bit of a thing with Igor. He was ATC with a fly from Sunan International to Seoul, to one of the airports in Seoul. And we used the Janet Airlines aircraft, so that's still there. In all honesty, it would make sense. That would be kind of a confusion tactic. But it really is bugging me. Alright, sure, we'll turn up here then. You can see there's some weird...
Turn left here onto Taxiway Bravo and hold short of the runway.
Yeah, he's going to get us our takeoff clearance. Yeah, the call sign is Janet.
Hold short here and I'll get our takeoff clearance.
1 left.
Las Vegas Tower, Janet 356, ready to go at 1 left, VFR to Desert Rock.
Janet 356, cleared for takeoff. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain 4,500.
Cleared for takeoff, Janet 356. Ready? Turn on the landing lights, make a left turn onto the runway, and let's go.
Well, I might set that up. 4,500 vertical speed. 3,000 speed. 250, sure. Switch over to GPS. Altitude hold. On the right zone. And let's get going. You can see the light turning as the nose gear turns. And there we go.
On runway 01 left.
Off we trot. Gaining speed. 80 knots.
80 knots.
It's going to be V1, rotate.
V1, rotate. V2.
Yeah, right, autopilot on. Auto throttle speed.
Positive rate, gear up.
Gear up. Flaps up.
Flaps up.
There you go. And we're climbing out of
Janet
Vegas.
356, contact departure.
Janet 356, switching. Departure, Janet 356, with you, climbing to 4,500.
Janet 356, radar contact. Altitude restriction removed. Proceed on course.
Up to 14,000, own navigation, Janet 356. Okay, turn left and fly direct to the Mercury NDB. Climb and maintain 14,000. I'll let operations know we're on our way.
14,000.
Gold Coast, Janet 356 is airborne.
Janet 356, Gold Coast, roger. Have a good one.
So yeah, there you go. I think... Give me a minute, I'm going to check what aircraft I'm going to give you some information on Janet Airlines. This is going to be a 40-minute flight. It's very short, however, it is the only way for employees to get in and out of Area 51.
Let's run through the after takeoff checklist.
Sure, go.
Landing gear up.
Janet.
Flaps up. After takeoff checklist complete.
Janet Airlines. Right, Janet Airlines, spelled with one N. Give me an N here. Janet. Janet isn't the official name, it's Janet. Well, it doesn't have an IATA code. The ICAO code is WWW. Right, Janet is the de facto name for a small fleet of passenger aircraft operated by the United States Air Force. Their aircraft transport military and contractor employees and currently serve mostly the Nevada National Security Site, most notably Area 51 from their terminal at Las Vegas McCarran International Airport. In common parlance, Janet is said to stand for just another non-existent terminal. Right, I'm just going to fleet. Hold on. So operations. Due to the secretive nature of the airline, little is known about its organization. It is operated for the USAF by infrastructure and defense contractor AECOM through the AECOM acquisition in 2014 of URS Corporation, which acquired EG&G. Hold on, that's gain speed to 290. URS Corporation, EG&G, technical services. This based on URS's history of providing this service to the Air Force and job openings published by the URS. For example, in 2010, URS announced it would be hiring Boeing 737 flight attendants to be based in Las Vegas, requiring applicants to undergo single-scope background investigation in order to be able...
Departure orbit 217 with you through 3000 to maintain 4.5.
Orbit 217, radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 290.
Three-digit flight number
Up to 290, orbit
www
217.
In the official publication of ICAO airline codes, this specific three-letter
1,000 to go. Turn the landing lights and the seatbelt sign off. Level off at 14,000 feet and set cruise thrust. Let's get these folks to work as fast as we can. Just don't exceed 330 knots.
The captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign, indicating that it's safe to move about the cabin. For your own safety, we request that you keep your seatbelt fastened if you're in your seat during this short flight.
Orbit 217, proceed direct to the city.
Direct to the city, orbit 217.
Right, so WWW, which is the ICAO code, sorry, it's listed as blocked. Right, the first flights from Las Vegas to Area 51 were performed in 1972 by a Douglas DC-6 operated by EG&G. A second Douglas DC-6 was done in 1976. And this type remained in use until 1981. Currently, the Janet fleet consists of 6 Boeing 737-600s painted white with a prominent red cheat line. There are also 5 smaller executive turboprops, 2 Beechcraft 1900s and 3 Beechcraft 200Cs, painted white with less prominent blue trim stripes. The fleet is registered to the Department of the Air Force, while some earlier aircraft were registered to several civil aircraft leasing corporations. Before the arrival of 737-600s, Janet operated Boeing 737-200s, some of which were modified from military T-43A aircraft. One of the 737-200s, with registration N5177C in the 1980s, was briefly based in Germany at Frankfurt International Airport, which at the time was also home to USAF base, Ryan Main Air Base, and was operated by Keyway Air Transport, which also appears to have been a U.S. government operation merely being a front company. Wait, no. Keyway Air, which also appears to have been a U.S. government operation, with Keyway Air Transport merely being a front company. It was retired on March 6, 2009, together with the other 737-200s that was sent to Amark at Davis Mountain Air Force Base for storage. All the 737-600 aircraft are ex-Air China, with the exception of N273RH and N365SR. Were previously operated by the now-defunct China Southwest Airlines before being acquired for
Orbit
US
217, contact Los Angeles Center 128.07.
The aircraft were initially taken to Patterson Air Force Base.
Orbit 217 switching, we'll see ya.
Most of the Beechcraft airplanes were sold directly to Air Force, except for 2 which had civilian owners first. One aircraft, a Beechcraft 1900S, was lost on March 14, 2004 when it crashed on approach for Tonopah Test Range Airport after the pilot suffered sudden cardiac death. 5 people, including the pilot, were killed in the accident, and there's the whole list. In popular culture, yeah, so this is, as I said, in Microsoft Flight Simulator X free flight mode, one can fly Janet Boeing 737 labeled as unmarked airliner. There's also a mission called Secret Shuttle, in which one is a new Janet captain making his first shuttle flight to Area 51 from Las Vegas McCarran International Airport, as Janet 356 later changes the long 127 on approach. Although a 737-800W is used for the flight, its paint is similar to the 737s operated by Janet. Yep. Who's going down? I'm sorry, I'm trying to get a bit more information about Janet. I'm actually going to see. And honestly, if most people see these, they're not going to think too much of them. I'm just going to... So they start off operating DC-6s. So Janet DC-6.
Janet 356, contact Nellis Control on 126.65.
Janet 356 switching. Nellis Control, good morning. Janet 356 with you at 14,000.
Janet 356, Nellis Control, you're loud and clear. Nellis altimeter 29905.
29905, Janet 356.
I'm trying to get an image of I'm gonna drop here. Just give me a moment.
Nellis, Janet 710 is off Silverbow out of 7,000 for 190.
Janet
There you
710, Nellis Control, ident.
That's an image of
Janet 710, radar
Janet
contact
737,
5 miles north of
200 actually,
Silverbow.
that
Maintain flight level 190.
Heading up to 190, Janet 710.
Alright, give me a moment here. Because there you go, you can see us making a turn. Let's switch back to this.
Grant Valley toward Pyramid. It's a waypoint located at that pyramid-shaped peak on the horizon up by Groom Lake.
Janet 356, unidentified fast-moving traffic, 2 o'clock, 10 miles westbound, altitude unknown. Report traffic in sight.
Janet 356 looking.
Janet 356, traffic alert. Traffic now 12 to 1 o'clock, less than a mile, westbound, altitude unknown.
Nice. Oh god!
Oh, what the? Janet 356, that was a close one.
What the?
Nellis, Janet 356, go. Nellis, Janet 356.
Janet 356, Nellis, you with me?
Janet 356, roger. Lost you for a minute there.
Janet 356, roger. Must have been electromagnetic interference from the fast mover. Traffic no longer observed.
Yeah, that was pretty close. Looked like they were right at our altitude. Okay, we're getting close. Let's run through the approach checklist.
Sorry about that. They've been at it all week. Keep your eyes open. Not everything appears on the scope.
Altimeter set to 29.95. Will do. Thanks for the advisory this time, Janet 356.
Well, that's the best.
Speeds set. At our current weight, we'll want to fly the approach at 140 knots. Approach brief. We'll request the visual approach to runway 32 via Pyramid Waypoint. That's just to the southeast of Groom Lake, but Tower will probably clear us to land before we get there. Approach checklist complete. Reduce our speed to 250 knots now.
Sure.
Janet 710, descend and maintain 15,000. Nellis altimeter 2995.
What?
2995, departing 190 for 15,000. Janet 710.
That's different now.
Janet 710, maintain 180 knots.
Slowing to 180 knots, Janet 710.
Janet 710, contact Vegas now, 125.02.
2502, Janet 710.
Janet 356, contact the tower.
Janet 356 switching. I'll call the tower now. Note that we change our call sign here from Janet 356 to Longhorn 27. I could tell you why, but then I'd have to kill you. Just kidding. Tower, Longhorn 27, request the visual runway 32 via Pyramid.
Longhorn 26, correction, Longhorn 27, standby.
Roger.
Longhorn 27, tower, cleared visual approach, runway 32 via Pyramid.
Okay, direct Pyramid and cleared for the visual, runway 32, Longhorn 27. Okay, we're cleared for the visual approach to runway 32. Descend to 6,000 feet for now, and continue flying to Pyramid Waypoint.
Descending to 6,000. Let's use the speed brakes a bit. Using the spoilers here. There you go. I'm just going to turn on the fasten seatbelt sign. There we go. You can see there's only a slight bit of spoiler deployment there. There's Pyramid directly ahead of us. And right there's Groom Lake. That's where we're flying to. Wow. I've started this video recording 20 minutes ago. Okay, screw this, we're not descending quickly enough. Drop the nose. Yeah. That should be more than sufficient. We're spooling back a bit.
Alright, now that we're descending below 10,000 feet, turn the landing lights and the seatbelt sign on, and keep your speed below 250 knots.
Longhorn 27, make straight in runway 32. You're number 2 to follow a fast mover on final. Wind calm.
We're now commencing our descent to Groom Lake. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for landing. We should be on the ground shortly.
Straight in 3-2, looking for the fast mover, Longhorn 27. Reduce thrusts and set flaps to 5 to bring your speed back to 180 knots.
Speed 180 knots.
Just continue flying toward Pyramid for now.
Sure. Will do. Also, I don't think Janet is hiring pilots anytime. Is going to be hiring pilots anytime soon. They've got 6 737s. A couple of Beechcraft, as I said. So don't worry. So, if you want to be a pilot for Janet, yeah. Unless you're an Air Force pilot, you've got no hope. So unless you're already a pilot at Area 51, no hope, mate. No.
We're approaching Pyramid. The airbase is just ahead and to the left. Turn toward it and continue descending to the runway. Maintain 180 knots for now. The runway is the big one on the right. Airport elevation is 4,600 feet MSL.
Setting
Tower,
flaps.
Granite 3-1, ready to go on the north pad, eastbound to patrol Tikaboo with Echo.
Granite 3-1, cleared for takeoff. Traffic is a fast mover on final for the ramp and a 737 behind him on the runway.
Cleared for takeoff, we'll watch for the traffic, Granite 3-1.
We're leveling off now. You can see Area 51 is
Vista 4-5, wind calm, ramp landing approved. Fire equipment is standing by for spray down.
Roger,
Oh, God.
ramp landing approved. Vista 4-5.
Longhorn 27, fast mover traffic just south of the ramp now. Additional traffic is a slow mover departing the north pad eastbound.
Longhorn 27 looking.
Oh, I see them.
Longhorn 27 has both aircraft in sight.
Aircraft.
Longhorn 27, wind calm, clear to land runway 32. Report gear down.
Cleared to land 3-2, Longhorn 27.
Gear down. Speed 140. We're reducing the speed for the approach. Continue further flap extension. Keep extending the flaps.
We're about 4 miles from the runway now. Lower the landing gear, slowly add full flaps, and reduce speed to 140 knots for the approach. Longhorn 27 on short final, gear down and locked.
Longhorn 27, roger, winds calm.
Landing checklist. Landing gear is down. Flaps set to full. Landing checklist complete.
Vista 4-5, spray down this frequency.
Vista 4-5, roger.
Yeah, the actual terminal for Janet is located in a fenced-off area of, I think it's McLaren? I'm not sure. McCarran, actually, it's McCarran. McCarran Airport in Las Vegas. Sorry, we're a bit off, so that's why I'm doing a bit of a turn here. You can see two aircraft of some kind there. Just don't question it, really. Just don't. And if you do, it's likely to
Approaching 30.
Yep. Just before landing, I'm going to pause and take a screenshot of this. So, yeah, just... as in, like, during the flare, so just before touchdown. So the best part is I don't have to worry about people judging this landing, because this landing pretty much officially never happened. Which is kind of cool. And simultaneously terrifying. Yeah, we're gliding, by the way, the engine's... perfect. Sorry, I'm just set up. There we go. And pause. Whoa, we bounced!
Long landing. Long landing.
Don't worry. Don't worry. We're fine.
Longhorn 27, turn next taxiway to the left.
Roger, Longhorn 27.
There we go. We're down. Just keep an eye on that, on the northern UFO. You can see there's an SR-71 there. And another 737. I will just say, the last project that we've known that has been revealed to have been tested in Area 51 took place in, I think, in the early 70s or late 60s, so maybe it was 67, I'm not sure. So don't expect to hear anything about what they're doing there for a long time. So yeah, this was basically just this flight never happened, as I said.
Longhorn 27, clear of the active, taxi to the ramp.
Longhorn 27, taxi to parking this frequency. Your outbound clearance is on request.
Longhorn 27, taxi straight ahead to the ramp. We'll park next to the other Janet aircraft.
On taxiway.
Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the aircraft has come to a complete stop at the gate and the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. We realize you don't have a choice as to how you get to Groom Lake, but nonetheless, we appreciate you choosing to fly there with us. Job security all around. Enjoy your day.
Tower Vista 63, south ramp. Request east departure with Delta.
Vista 63, wind calm. East departure approved. Caution 737 on taxiway.
East departure approved. Vista 63.
Okay, that's still horrifying. Seriously. Hold on. Hold on. There he is. Oh my. Yeah, he's moving extremely quickly, and that's an extremely large aircraft. No aircraft that size should be able to move that quickly without alien technologies, you know.
On taxiway. On taxiway.
Okay, fine, I'll slow down. I don't know what those are, but I'm going to be staying the fuck away from them. There's an F-22. Yeah, the SR-71 was, or the predecessor to the SR-71 was tested in Groom Lake. Right, let's get this parked, and hopefully let's get the fuck out of here. So yeah, parking brakes.
Set the parking brake, turn off the fasten seatbelt sign, and shut her down. Nice flying, by the way. Although officially this flight never happened. Welcome to Dreamland.
That's actually what they call this, by the way. Let's shut her down. Yeah, we nearly clipped that other Janet aircraft. Because that was a flight from McCarran Airport to Groom Lake. Janet Airlines 737. I'm Boss 25. Goodbye.